Thank you for the phone call. We go to John on a cell. You're next. What's up, John?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good.
My champ would be Gibbs. Great game.
Yep.
But the chump would be Tremon Smith. I don't know if you guys spoke about the fair catch and the hit there.
Yeah. Were you at the game or you watch it on TV? Just out of curiosity.
I watched it on TV.
Okay. Because I was at the game, and when it first happened, I'm like, are you kidding me? And I thought this is eject the guy. And then when I saw what he did on TV, he got caught in the very difficult position of identifying the ball. And just when he looked up was when the fair catch was signaled for. I mean, I don't know how they're coached to do it. My suspicion is he wasn't supposed to look up there. But it wasn't quite as egregious, or I don't think it was done with as much malice as it initially looked, because he looked up for the ball and wasn't looking at the moment that Khalif Raymond signaled for the fair catch. But it was bad. Like that look, if you want to say, hey, this is an intent to injure, I could have bought
when it first happened, it seemed like they were getting blown out and he just went for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
But then when they explained it and he's looking up, trying to find the ball, see where it's going. But here's the other thing. Why isn't he just looking at Raymond?
I don't know. I don't know how they're coached. It's funny because I think covering a punt as a gunner, you think you're running downfield. The fair catch signal happens real quick. So to be able to honor the fair catch signal, you kind of have to be watching the return guy at all times. But it explains why it's so frustrating when the ball lands on the 8 and rolls into the end zone and you got guys all down there, but they're not looking at the ball because they got to look at the return guy to see if he signaled for a fair catch. And so you don't know to run to the goal line, because if you run to the goal line to keep the ball from bouncing into the end zone and the return guy just catches it and takes it back to the house because you aren't trying to tackle him, it's a far more complicated job than I think the average fan realizes, and I didn't realize it until I was talking to a special teams coach years ago, and they're like, yeah, this ain't easy.
No, it's difficult. Those gunners, you're right, Doug, and I agree. At first, you're like, oh my God, what a terrible, this guy should be kicked out, whatever. But no, he literally looked up that second that Raymond gave the fair catch call.
Yep.
He was looking at the ball. And so when he looked down, he never saw the fair catch, and he hit him when he shouldn't have. And it's a difficult job, but it's his job to be able to know when a guy calls for a catch and not. And you're right. And those guys, by the way, you're like, oh, why doesn't he just look at the return the whole time? Because those guys fake you out all the time.
They do.
Khalif Raymond could be like, well, here comes the ball, when it's behind him, like you said. And so he doesn't want you to try to pin the ball deep. So it's a difficult job. And
there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And I don't think it was malicious at all. I think he made a mistake.